What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. Everybody finally talked me into getting one of these Blackstone griddles. I just went ahead and got the 28-inch. Haven't cooked on it yet. We're about to go ahead and season this up for the first time. I was speaking with Mike at Everyday Barbecue. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the iCard above, description below. He said I should go ahead and do a video on this. Anyway, first thing we need to do to get this thing seasoned up is there's a film on it. And we're going to get some hot soapy water and a sponge and just get that off. Alright, so I was reading through the owner's manual and it said that this one time using soap should be the only time that you ever use soap on this griddle. And it seems to actually be coming off pretty easily. It's not really as sticky as it seemed to begin with. You know what, that seems pretty good. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and rinse this soap off and we can get started with the next step. Look like there is just a tad bit of this oil left on here, and that is a food grade oil, so we should be fine. That should go ahead and burn off. I'm just going to go ahead and pour some oil on here. Just enough for a thin layer. I'm going to get the sides. And we're also going to get the outside of this as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and let this go until we start seeing some smoke build up on it, and then once that smoke starts dissipating, we're gonna shut it down and start the process over again. So it looks like we're starting to get a little bit of smoke action right now. We're about 3 minutes in on this process. So this smoke is almost dissipated. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and turn it off, and the rest of this residual heat should go ahead and burn off anything that's on there. And once it gets cooled down, we're going to start this process over again. So far we're about 20 minutes into this process. Now that we've let this griddle cool down, we're going to go ahead and add another thin layer of oil to it. Spread it out. Like I said, we're going to get it on the sides. And once we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and light it back up. Looks good to me right there. And we're basically just going to repeat this process. And I'm going to repeat this process about 2 more times after this. And our heat is on medium high. Alright guys, so we have burned off all this oil. I'm going to go ahead and shut this griddle down. We're going to let it cool off, and we're going to repeat this process 2 more times. We should be good to go after that second time, after 2 more times of seasoning it, but I want to make sure I'm coming correct on this, so I'm going to cook a pack of bacon on this just to make sure. So my last step to seasoning up this grill, I'm just going to cook a big old pack of cheap bacon. The fattier the better for this. Alright guys, that is a wrap. By the time we're done cooking this bacon, should be good to go. Alright, that is a wrap. I'll go ahead and let this griddle cool down. We're going to wipe it off. Now before I do that, let me just spread a little bit of this oil around. So I'm going to let it cool off, wipe it down, and this should be a seasoned grill. Now that we've got our bacon off, really all that we need to do is just kind of spread this oil around. Now this should be pretty well seasoned, but the longer you go ahead and use it, the more it will be seasoned. I think we did a good job. And actually, one thing I do like about having this on my patio down here is it looks like this leans slightly to the back, so I'm not having a bunch of grease like rolling into this grease trap. So as of right now, I like that. We'll see as I continue to cook on it. So that is it. That is my technique. There's several techniques out there. Use whichever one works for you, but really the only way to really season it is to really start cooking on it. Now it's been about 30 years since I've been on a griddle top, and when I was on a griddle top, trust me, I probably made 30 to 50,000 omelets in my lifetime, as well as a bunch of other stuff. So it's gonna take a little while to work back into it, but hopefully this breakfast I'm cooking tomorrow is gonna come out well. Like I said, I'm gonna have to work back into it, but I do appreciate you guys stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I'm gonna leave a link to Everyday Barbecue in the iCard above, description below. Run by there, tell them No Hippie Barbecue said what's up, and like I said, he's the one that inspired me to go ahead and get this griddle. See you on the next video.